Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining me, Rouvaun Smith, here on A Sure Thing. Time for me to preview Tuesday's race meeting at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. But before I get to that, it would be remiss of me not to look back on Saturday's racing action at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and we really were treated to some top quality racing action. There were some highs, there were some lows, and of course some disappointments. To me, the biggest disappointment was Red Palace. I think it's back to the drawing board with her, considering the fact that she didn't make the frame, even though she was very, very strongly fancied. I thought it was a solid performance from Lion Rampart, and that one certainly proved that he's got what it takes to go all the way to the top, to probably becoming the next sprinting sensation in the country. And then what can we say about One Stripe in the Cape Punters Cup? Wow, that was something else. And I reckon he's on song to winning next month's Hollywoodbets Cape Guineas and give trainer Vaughan Marshall his 6th win in the Classic contest. But it's Tuesday's racing I need to concentrate on, and in fact, before I even tell you about the Hollywoodbet Punters Challenge, let me also congratulate the 4 people that won the Hollywoodbet Punters Challenge on Sunday, each one walking off with 192,000 Rand for picking the 8 winners on the card. It's a free entry, and if any of them had marked the bet slip and had taken that bet, they would have been in line for 1.5 million Rand in cash. Big money to be won in the Hollywoodbet Punter Challenge. It is free of charge. Make sure you've got your selections on for Tuesday before the noon gun goes on Signal Hill at 12 o'clock, because the first race on the program gets underway at 12:05. We have a 10-race card that we can look forward to at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I thought the first race on the program is pretty much going to run to form, because we've got number 3, Call Me Jane, who's the favourite at 16-10. We've got number 4, Heritage Ridge, who's currently at 28-10, and number 1, Lhasa, who's at 7-2, and then it's 10-1 and better bar those. I thought they would pretty much run in betting order in the opener. I can't see number 3, Call Me Jane, getting beat. Natural improvement expected from first to second run. That stable of Andre Nel and Jockey Cornet Orfer, that combination have been in deadly form of late. And I think, considering the way they finished off on Saturday, they'll probably start off that way by winning the opener ahead of number 4, Heritage Ridge, who is having his third run after a rest. I'm giving third to number 1, Lhasa, who's getting closer with each start. And for fourth, I'm going with number 2, Poetic Princess. So 3, 4, 1 and 2 in the opening race on the program. We move on to race 2, and race 2 happens to be a maiden plate to be run over 1,200 metres, where a field of 18 runners will face the starter. And as was the case in the first race, I think the favourite is going to be hard to beat in race 2 as well. And I'm going with number 16, Master of the Desert, who has recently been gelded. That was a close-up run last time out, and I do think that Master of the Desert can go one better and beat number 15, Unsung Hero. How well hasn't Gavin Larena been riding for Vaughan Marshall? Those two definitely need to be respected. That was certainly a very, very good run last time out, and in fact has been in devastating form of late since being fitted with blinkers. Is always there or thereabout, so to me rates the biggest danger. I'm going with number 9, Run the World, for third, who's got natural improvement to come, and then the horse that's had the most runs to date for fourth, and that's number 1, Cliff Swallow. 16, 15, 9 and 1 is the numbers I'm going with in race 2. If you think I'm going to bank a first leg of the bipot, I'm going to bank a first leg of the place accumulator as well. So that tells you that we can probably take a treble, the first 3 favourites on the card, because I think number 11, Winter Gamble, will be hard to beat in race 3 as well. Has been getting closer with each and every start. I thought that was a very good last run, and I think trainer Candace Bass-Robinson has certainly found the right race for number 11, Winter Gamble, and that is my first choice selection to win it, ahead of number 1, Frida Kahalo, who's got Richard Free back on board. I think will enjoy the step up in trip. 5, Beneath the Clouds, we can expect natural improvement from that one. And then number 6, Little Lexi, who is holding form. So the selections are 11, 1, 6 and 5 in race number 3. Moving on to race 4. And this I thought could be a right royal affair. We could either go for number 5, King's Quest, or we could go for number 8, Honor the Kings. But then a case can also be made for number 7, Riverhawk, but he did finish behind number 8, Honor of Kings, last time out. So that is going to be my first choice selection, and in fact is the second choice in the market, currently at 5-2. Grant van Niekerk for Justin Snaith to win race 4 on today's card. I thought that was a very, very good last effort. Yes, was disappointing when finding all the market support, but was gallant in defeat. Tried all the way, and I think can go better this time round. The brother to Princess Keller, I think, will take a power of beating in race 4, and I'm going for 8, Honor of King, ahead of number 5, King of Quest, who has been gelded recently. He's got solid form, and I think he's the biggest danger. And then number 7, Riverhawk, I think can pretty much settle for the same result behind Honor of Kings this time round. And in 4th, I'm going with number 3, Master in Colour. So 8, 5, 7, and 3 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 4. Race 5 is a Class 4 over 1,600 metres, and here we have a field of 13 runners who will face the starter. I thought this was a pretty tricky affair, especially if one takes the correlating form lines into account. For example, one Pinot Grigio is having a third run after a rest, but beat number 3 Major Master last time out, who subsequently come out and franked that form. Then the form line of number 3 Major Master has also been subsequently franked. We can also make a case, for example, for number 4 Manet et Menu. I think there's more to come as far as that one is concerned, with Richard Fourie riding for Justin Snaith. But I am going to look for a bit of value and possibly an upset for the opening leg of the Pick 6 to be included, and that's number 7, Delamy Factor. And here I think this one has got a very good chance, especially on the strength of that last start, when third, the horse that finished just ahead of it, has come out and franked that form line, so that all bodes well for Delamy Factor's chances for the stable of Eric Sands, and that's going to be my first choice selection ahead of 1, 3, and 4. Moving on to race 6 on the card, and this is another tricky contest, and this is a Cape Sea Stakes for fillies and mares to be run over 1,900 metres. And here I thought a case can be made for any one of 5 runners. Number 5, Heliotrope, for example, that was a good win last time out. That form line has been franked. Number 4, My Only Weakness, has got solid form that one can recommend. There's number 3, Lady Springfield. That was a good post-maiden effort last time out. 2, Forgotten Song. If one looks at the form, you'll see the blinkers have done the trick. But to me, I think that number 1, Among the Clouds, is going to be the horse they're all going to have to beat. If one looks at this horse's form over 1,800 metres, is yet to finish outside the money, and I think is overdue and can be rewarded for consistency. So I'm going with number 1, Among the Clouds, in this 1,800 metre contest, ahead of numbers 2, Forgotten Song, 3, Lady Springfield, and 5, Heliotrope. Moving on to race number 7, which is the Cape B Stakes, a race for fillies and mares over 1,200 metres, and here we have 8 runners who will contest this race, and I thought this is another one of those races where a case can be made for more than one of them. For example, number 2, Great Cat. If you ignore that last start, and you'll see the form prior to that, loves this course and distance, so it cannot be ignored. Number 4, Dark Winter, best weighted by the conditions of this race. Number 5, She's My Captain. Never can you leave this one out. In fact, you'll leave her out at your own perils. She is always there when it comes to the action. Number 6, Onisan, better than that last start, I thought. And then number 8, Japanese Rose, with Richard Fourie riding for trainer Brett Crawford. If one looks at that form, I think can get a little bit more out of Japanese Rose in this kind of lineup. So where do we go? Do we stick to what the betting suggests, or are we going to find a bit of value? I'm going to go with the best weighted horse in this race, and that's number 4, Dark Winter, to possibly bounce back to winning ways ahead of 5, 2, and 8. Moving on to the 8th race on the program, and race 8 is a Class 4, where 15 runners will line up at the 1,200 metre mark. And in this race, it's another one of those races where a case can be made for more than one, so you'll probably need to add a few. as far as the budget allows for those exotics. Number 12, Parrot Trooper, is a horse that needs to be included. Has been dropping in the ratings and I think will be far more competitive. I think the blinkers did the trick if one looks at 9, Prince of Tibet. 7, Grand Bay, recently changed stables, now in the care of Pit Buerta. And if one looks at that form, last time out was held up at a crucial stage in the race. The horses that finished second and third have both subsequently come out and won. So that's the kind of horse that you need to include. Number 6, Let It Be Said, has also got good post-maiden a run behind her. And then possibly the horse that could make the most improvement could be the joker in the pack, and the one possibly to go with, and I think I'm going to side with number 2, Elizabeth Gold, by Gold Standard, out of Sparkling Gem. That was a smart debut win, and I think that Elizabeth Gold can go one better and win this time round again. So I'm going to go with number 2, Elizabeth Gold, to make it back-to-back wins ahead of 7, 12 and 9. Which takes us on to the penultimate race on the card, a Class 3 over 1,200 metres. And this is also one of those races where one can look at a few of them and you can make a case for a number of them and then decide which one you're possibly going to go with. 4 Escarpment, for example, has solid form and needs to be included. There's number 6, Oliver, who has been winning race after race after race, nothing stopping Oliver from winning another one. 7, Nordic Chief, from that in-form combination of Andre Null and Corne Orfer, half a kilo better off for a 2.5 length beating, which should bring him a little bit closer to number 8, Gimme Lightning. But Gimme Lightning, to me, is the horse they're going to have to beat. Brings feature race form into the equation, was second in the Southeaster Sprint listed. To me, that's good enough to win a race like this, so that's the horse I'm going to be siding with, ideally course and distance suited. 8, 6, 4 and 7 are the numbers I'm going with in race number 9, which brings us to the lucky last, which is race number 10, and that's a Class 4 for fillies and mares to be run over 1,000 metres, and I think Justin Snaith holds the key to the last race on the card, because to me there's precious little to choose between number 8, Daphne's Daughter, and number 11, Champagne Kisses. Yes, number 9, Rockapina is favoured, and you might be saying, why aren't you going for that one? My reasoning is 62.5 kilos, giving weight all round. I'll rather look for 1 or 2 others that could possibly win it, and in this case I'm going with number 11, Champagne Kisses, to win it. Grant van Nick at Justin Snaith to team up in the last of the afternoon, ahead of stable companion number 8, Daphne's Daughter. Then in third I'm going with number 9, Rockapina, and fourth to number 7, Priscilla Maisley. 11, 8, 9 and 7 are the numbers I'm going with in the last on the card. And that's a wrap for my preview of the Hollywoodbets Kenilworth meeting. I do hope that you're taking advantage of that 15% bonus that's on offer till this coming Saturday. In the build-up to the Betway Summer Cup, you can get 15% bonus on all deposits up to 30,000 Rand. Do enjoy the day's racing at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Hit them with a few winners. Go and stand in the winner's queue. Till next time, for me, Rouvaun. Cheers for now.